The following presentation is for mature audiences only.
Who are you?
He's a fine man.
All hell is broken loose.
He's a great broadcaster.
He's a very powerful guy.
Absolutely brilliant.
Feared by men, adored by women.
He's a smart boy. It's patriotic.
It's no big deal.
It's the end of the world.
I might as well tell you now. He's a monkey.
And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome into another edition of The Wild Side with Eric Clark. I am Eric Clark, your host, saying thank you for taking time out of your busy day being awesome to give this video a watch and a listen. If you like it, like it. If you think other people are going to like it, give it a share. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're linked up with me on all social media. That way, if you have a suggestion for a video, a tune, a band you want me to check out, you can leave it in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get it in my handy-dandy notebook for you. And as usual, try to get through that comment section. If you see your song has already been suggested, throw an I concur in there. It'll help my DJ brain organize and compartmentalize which songs are being requested more often than not. So thank you very much for participating in that, and thank you very much for following my requests, for listening to me and doing me a favor and helping me out with that. Before we get started in today's video, I want to say thank you to those that make the Wild Side possible, and that would be Aspen Dental and Connect 200. Thank you for them. They power the Wild Side with Eric Clark. Now, I will say this before going into this video. I maybe have forgotten to reset, as we call it in radio, how this operates. I am not an expert on anything. This is just my opinion based on 30 years of working in rock and classic rock format radio. I've never claimed to be an expert in rock and roll. Anytime someone wants to have a conversation with me about rock and roll, I try to let them know ahead of time, you're right. Whatever you're going to say to me about your band or your song or the album or whatever it is we're talking about, whatever you tell me about it, I believe you to be correct. I'm not going to argue with you about what you think the greatest album of all time is, unless it's like Menudo or something like that, and then we may have a little bit of a conversation. But I've said it about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You don't need to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and you don't even need to care who they're putting in, who they're not putting in. You don't. The best Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is your collection. You possess the best Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You do. You have already enshrined the greatest artists in your life. That's all that matters. And this is rock and roll. I'm not here to say this is or this isn't. I'm just here to give you my opinion after working 30 years as a program director, music director, on air, promotions, every position in a radio station. You can imagine I have done that job, but it doesn't make me an expert in any way, shape, or form. So I hope that it doesn't come off that way. I'm trying not to say this is good, this is not good, this is the best, this is not the best. Just my opinion about bands and about songs that people are sending me and asking me to check out. And just because I may not agree with you about someone or a band or a song doesn't discount that song in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't make the song less good or anything. It's just my opinion about the song, and my opinion at $1.50 might get you a bottle of Coke. Today we're going to the suggestion list. I'm trying to follow my Sherpa. I'm trying to follow my guidelines here when it comes to which songs I'm listening to. And I'm getting hit pretty hard with Nightwish requests. So I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm going to try to rotate the Nightwish in with other videos that I'm going to do. So if I don't get to it right away, I'm sorry, but I'm sure I'll eventually get to it. Today we're going to Tampere. Again, I really hope I'm saying that correct. The song is from their 2000 album, Dark Passion Play, and originally was recorded with the second vocalist, Annette, but in today's video, we will see the great Floor Jansen doing vocals on this. This is live at Tampere. This is called The Islander, and it features Marco on lead vocals. Let's check it out.
Joo, kyllä tää näyttää aika viihdyttävältä. Marko, kuka? Okei, joka tapauksessa tää on vakava tilanne. Täällä on 20 000 ihmistä ja risat. Ja sitten tässä on yksi mies ja kitara. No muut kurjat luikerot veti itsensä tuonne taaksepäin ja jättää minut tänne viihdyttämään itsekseen tällaista laumaa. Paras keksiä jotain. Vai? Okei, näin se meni. A Norman by a seashore at the end of day gazes the horizon with sea wind in his face. Tempest tossed silent, seasons all the same. Anchorage and painted and a ship without a name. Sea without a shore for the vanished one unheard. Lightens the beacon light at the end of the world, showing their way, lighting hope in their hearts. Once in their travels homeward from afar. Eli jos mä soitan kertosäkeen, niin te varmaan laulatte mukana. Laulatte? Okei, sit se vedetään. This is for long forgotten, light at the end of the world, horizon crying, the tears he left behind long ago.
Switched his playing. Nice. From picking to using a pick.
The albatross is flying, making him daydream. Time before he became one of the world's unseen. Princess in the tower, children in the fields. Life gave him it all, and not of the universe. Now his love's a memory, ghost in the fog. Sits to say some last and saying farewell to the world. Anchor to the water, I see it far below. Rustle in his feet and a smile beneath his brow. This is for long forgotten, light at the end of the world. Horizon crying, the tears he left behind long ago.
Brilliant.
So long ago. So long
So he plays everything. All right. The Irish Army knife. Is that what he is?
This is for long forgotten, light at the end of the world. Horizon crying, the tears are left behind so long ago.
walks away. All right. Wow. All right. Okay, so, these people. These people. So, a lot to unpack in a very short period of time, right? 6 minutes. The mood of that entire song, the evocation that came through in that song was very H.G. Wellsian in that it immediately takes you somewhere. So let me try to unpack all this real quick. So that was Nightwish live at Tampere from the 2008 album Dark Passion Play, and that was The Islander with Marco, obviously, on lead vocals. Musically, again, let's go with the Trinity. I'll try to keep it in the same format. The Holy Trinity here with the crowd. Again, he said 20,000 and some change. I'm going to lean on the change. Everybody was into it. Everybody was there. Everybody was in that moment with them. So again, regardless of there being a camera phone up, I understand that wouldn't offend me in this moment for this particular song. And I'll get to why this particular song is... It shook me. Because it took me to places, and it's a good thing. It is. I'm not upset by that. This is different from the High Hopes tribute. It's different from a lot of things, and I'll explain. But let's go with musically first. So we got the crowd, they're in it. The way he changed, let's talk about that. The way he changed his strumming. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but there is a slight difference between how it sounds when it's being strummed and how it sounds when it's being picked or plucked, if you will. One has a very exact sound. The other has a flow, if that makes... It's a slight auditory difference, but there is a difference there. And I liked how he did that within that song. It did create this very rich sound. That's the word I'm looking for to describe that guitar. Simple acoustic guitar, but a very rich tone to that guitar. And I liked how he changed up how he created that tone throughout that song. That was very good. When the band came in, okay, so Troy's obviously, dude can play everything. Guy can play it all. We got you. I've said before in past videos that what makes a band great, whether it's iconic or whatever you want to call them, what makes a band great is that second part of the Trinity, the band among themselves in that performance. Perfect. The art is about proper amounts, doses, and how much color are you putting on the canvas. Too much of one color will bleed into another color and create a darkness in that mixture that's not supposed to be there. They have this skill, this talent, an instinct, if you will. Live. This is a live performance, by the way. That's again, it's mind-blowing. That is a live performance. Sound guy, good job. But Tuomas has the ability to craft such perfectly sculpted puzzles that form this wonderful painting, this wonderful finished piece of art where each color is being added in the proper doses, the proper measures, not musically measure, but an amount measure, if you will. So when the flute came in, the flute didn't come in to take over. Nobody came in to take over. Nobody stepped in. That was Marco's moment. They were able to just step in and just kind of highlight what was going on. And it was perfect doses. It was perfect measures within that constructed piece of art. The overall sound of the song itself is very, obviously very folk, but not, because I wasn't catching like a folky Renaissance fair. I wasn't catching Ren Fair off of this. And I've heard a lot of folk metal that is very Ren Fair. Very turkey leg. Very busty girls and jugglers. This was, and I'm sorry if this reference passes you over. If you've never heard of this, I highly recommend you go pick it up. It is, a lengthy track, but there's a part at the beginning of the song, and I'm not going to go back into it, but there's a part at the beginning of the song where as soon as I heard it, and you saw me kind of write it down, as soon as I heard it, I thought of Traffic and their song John Barleycorn Must Die. John Barleycorn Must Die, the name of the album, by the way, as well, but the title track is medieval in its heaviness. And in a previous video, I said Marco is metal. That guy is metal. I saw him accept his award winning the Finnish Masked Singer. I saw him win the award, and I didn't watch too much because people have been suggesting I need to see his Masked Singer performances. But I did watch him win the award and him reveal himself to the panel, the dais. And I watched his interaction with them. And he is an enormously grounded individual. He said what he enjoyed about being on The Masked Singer, as challenging as it was for him being a metal guy. What he enjoyed most is that he was able to escape into the art. And it's an important thing because that's what this is. This is escapism. So a song like John Barleycorn Must Die, the reason that song is so powerful, the reason that song is so great in its history, is that it fits all of your categories. It tells a great story. It's a well-crafted song. The vocals that Steve Winwood brings to that song are haunting. They will haunt your soul, right? That's the journey you go on, this deep journey you go on. That's what Marco just did with this song. There was a point in this song where I was lost, and he was taking me away. And the reason I got emotional was because this song sounded, like I said, John Barleycorn Must Die by Traffic, and I was catching a little bit of Gordon Lightfoot, an American songwriter, maybe Canadian, I can't remember, but an American songwriter, Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, Sundown, and a bunch of other hits. But he was very haunting, and he told great stories. And the tone of his music took you on a journey in your own mind so you could escape along with him. So while he's telling the story of the Edmund Fitzgerald, you're there, you're on the foredeck, you're realizing the ship is going down. It's a terrible, that great songs are able to do that. Great songs are able to pick you up and place you in that moment. And I was in my own moment of escapism within that song. And when I was a child, I grew up in a not very nice neighborhood. There was nothing but danger and fear outside of my house. So I found escape in music and books. And I would read books about adventure and traveling the world and all of these journeys that these people went on. I would escape into that. And great music puts me back in that. It infantilizes me. Like I said about Floor, this song took me back, not just nostalgically to a song like John Barleycorn Must Die, but it took me on my own journey through my own nostalgia. So, and it kind of made me not sad, but proud that I'm out of that world. My kids, but anyway, within 5-6 minutes, he took me on this beautiful journey inside my head, and it was absolutely wonderful. And The harmonies that he has just solo, his harmonies in that song were perfect. They were perfect for that song. It was medieval in that you're sitting in a roadside inn and everybody's dressed in, leather and fur, drinking out of, carved mugs, and he's singing that. And there's this, like I said, it took me to a place of genuflection. And when I go there, it's to travel out of the things that were the negatives. So that's what the soundtrack is for me when I'm on my journey. It's there as a theme. It's there as an anthem for me. And that is just a fantastic song that is much deeper than A Man with a Guitar. That song goes far beyond an individual standing on stage and strumming a guitar. That was a beautiful, harmonic, thick, rich, wonderfully sculpted piece of art. And again, I can't say it enough, and I say it, it's like I said, it's like playing golf with my buddy. Just say nice shot when you get out of the car and see him. And just say, hey, this is going to cover it for the day. This is going to cover it for the next 18 holes. Beautiful shot. I wish I could do that. And that's pretty much how I'm just going to roll into all these videos from now on from Nightwish. All right, I get it. They're just going to keep getting better, but it's not. They are each wonderful pieces of art standing on their own. And this is again another example of what makes this band so unique and so it doesn't feel like there are words to describe it. You just kind of have to go into it and say, all right, man, I'm just going to feel what I feel. To say great doesn't really describe it. To say phenomenal is a very overused word. I work in sports radio, and everybody says phenomenal, so it's kind of lost its cachet with me. But this is a very unique, grand group of people, and I'm glad that I'm here to experience that. And thank you for everyone for turning me on to it, and I've enjoyed my journey so far. And obviously, it's just going to get better. So I appreciate the suggestions. Keep them coming. Throw it down there in the comment section. But as always, try to get through that comment section. And if you see the one you wanted, just throw an I concur on there. I actually am talking to someone about merchandise. It's not merchandise. It's just going to be a simple T-shirt with an I concur on it. I'm working on that. The channel is slowly growing. I do have a day job. Thank you for being very patient with me. Also, thank you to Aspen Dental and Connect 200. They make sure the Wild Side with Eric Clark come to you looking good and sounding good. So I want to thank them, Aspen Dental and Connect 200. I say it and I mean it. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're following me on all of my social media. Make sure you're looking out for each other. Make sure you're looking out for your neighbor. Try to do at least one good thing a day. I'm Eric Clark, and this has been The Wild Side.